Thank you for plugging into this Family Life News podcast, streaming issues-driven, family-focused news.
I'm Greg Gillespie, and on today's Faith Under Fire, a return visit from Randy Thomasson, the founder and director of SaveCalifornia.com. He is a podcaster, he is a legislative advocate, and he continues to fight for parental rights, not only in his own state, but around the country. We begin there, but very quickly move to a bigger picture national view about how traditional and non-traditional faith and values voters can be involved in their governments and in the culture.
The California bill affects divorce courts primarily, where there's a divorce, where there's child custody, also where there has not been marriage, but there is a child custody question that has now been introduced, an attack upon the moral values parent or the religious parent. They're not supporting transsexuality. The child is confused and playing around with it. The opposing parent or cohabitant wants the transsexual fantasy to continue, and now the judge is given a bias in favor of the transsexual agenda. It's a terrible situation for children. It's a terrible situation for parents who understand what's true before God, true before science, true before what's good for children.
Talk with us about the political spectrum, particularly as we deal with changing genders, gender identity, and parental rights.
With sex change procedures being done on children and young people, there is a ricochet or whipsaw effect where the children or young adults say, I'm having problems, I don't like this. Parents and family members see the destruction that's been caused. They see the harm. And so that can happen in a Democrat family. That can happen in an independent family. That can happen in a Republican family. And so, yes, it's across the board that the harmful consequences, the destructive effects of the sex change for children procedures and surgeries have wrought. And we saw Democrats from San Francisco and Los Angeles who drove all the way to Sacramento, our state capital, to express their opposition. And they were announcing, I'm a Democrat. I'm a, quote, progressive, and I live in your district, you Democrat senator on the committee. And so, yes, I believe that the campaign to protect children from the mutilation of their bodies, I believe that this is growing. More and more Americans are identifying as conservative. More states are banning these procedures and surgeries for children. These sex change procedures and surgeries are not in a child's best interest, that they actually harm the child. And so I see that we have the momentum on our side, the side of the Bible, the side of being pro-family, the side of loving children. We are needing to persevere in the fight and not give up, whether in New York or Pennsylvania or any other state. We must fight for the children.
This may be an unfair question, but what is it about California that makes that the hotbed of these issues that start out there and then spread nationwide and worldwide? Is there something particular that has developed in California over?
Well, California is the most populous state. California has the largest unions, both government and private unions. Those unions, for decades, have made the deal with the Democrat politicians. You give us what we want as union bosses, and we will make sure you win. This has been the arrangement that's created a Democrat supermajority. Of course, the godless big media are complicit in this, and we do not have, even in any state currently, a forensic audit of election fraud charges and our election system to determine and to assure integrity. And so California, being bigger, it has a bigger chance for evil to be bigger, and it is locking this in with the power of the left. The people were hurting. The system wasn't working, but the tyrannical left was holding on artificially. I believe that Californians are already voting with their U-Hauls because they're leaving the state.
Randy Thomasson is the founder of SaveCalifornia.com. He has a podcast on parental rights and is an advocate for parental rights and values. I'm Greg Gillespie. This is Faith Under Fire on Family Life.